Your phone dies. Again. But what if you could just plug it into yourself? Imagine your body as a living power bank. Is this pure sci-fi fantasy, or could you personally become a living charger right now? We've all been there. That crushing anxiety when your phone hits 1%. In a world obsessed with staying connected, power is everything. And what if the most powerful, most sustainable energy source wasn't the sun, or wind, or even a nuclear reactor, but something far closer? What if it was you? Let's break down the numbers on your personal power output. Your body is an incredible biological engine, constantly burning calories just to keep you alive, even when you're doing absolutely nothing. This is your basal metabolic rate. For an average adult, that's roughly 100 watts of continuous power just to maintain basic functions like breathing, circulation, and brain activity. That's enough to power a traditional incandescent light bulb. When you're active, exercising, running, or even just walking around, you can easily hit hundreds of watts, sometimes even a kilowatt for short bursts during intense activity. But here's the crucial catch: most of that energy, typically 80% or more, escapes as unusable heat, a byproduct of our metabolism. And a typical smartphone battery? We're talking about 10 to 15 watt-hours of energy to charge it fully. So, while your body does produce a significant amount of energy, the challenge isn't production, it's efficient conversion without just sweating buckets or overheating. It's like having a huge, inefficient power plant, lots of raw energy, but little of it becomes usable electricity. How do we capture that lost potential? But just generating heat isn't enough, right? We need to convert it into something useful for our gadgets. Enter thermoelectric generators, or TEGs. These aren't just futuristic concepts, they've been around for a while and work on a principle called the Seebeck effect. Simply put, if you create a temperature difference across certain semiconductor materials, you generate an electric current. Think of a device that harvests the temperature difference between your warm skin and the cooler ambient air. Smartwatches like the Matrix PowerWatch have already demonstrated this, using your body heat to keep themselves charged indefinitely, as long as you're wearing them. Sounds like a dream come true, right? The problem is efficiency and scale. That temperature difference, even on a hot day, is usually pretty small, often just a few degrees Celsius. This means you get tiny amounts of power, typically in the milliwatt range. While this is perfectly adequate for a low-power sensor, a fitness tracker, or a small display, it's nowhere near enough for a power-hungry smartphone that demands several watts for rapid charging. You'd need a TEG the size of a dinner plate strapped to your back just to trickle charge your phone over many hours, which isn't exactly practical. So, while we can harvest heat, we need a bigger temperature gradient or a more efficient material to make it truly useful for our phones. But what if you didn't just need heat, but movement? Our bodies are constantly in motion, and that's another huge source of untapped energy. Every time you move, from walking to typing, you're generating kinetic energy, the energy of motion. This is where piezoelectric materials come into play. These fascinating materials have a unique property: when you apply mechanical stress to them, like bending, squeezing, or even just stepping on them, they generate an electric charge. Imagine shoes that could charge your phone with every step. Researchers have developed prototypes that integrate piezoelectric generators into shoe soles, capable of generating several watts from a brisk walk. That's a significant improvement over heat harvesting. We're also seeing concepts like energy harvesting floors in public spaces, converting pedestrian traffic into electricity. Even tiny implants are being explored that could harvest energy from the micro-movements of your heart beating or your lungs expanding. The primary challenge here? The power output, while better than heat, is still often intermittent and relatively low compared to a wall charger. You might need to walk for several hours, or even an entire day, to get even a fraction of a full phone charge. Plus, what if you're just sitting on the couch, binging your favorite show? Your phone is still draining, but you're not generating much kinetic energy. We need something more constant, more internal. So, if heat and movement are tricky and intermittent, is there another, more direct way to tap into our internal, biochemical energy reserves? One that doesn't rely on us constantly moving or having a big temperature difference. This is where the science gets really exciting, and perhaps a little bit sci-fi, but it's very much happening in labs today. Scientists are actively developing biofuel cells that can use the glucose, or blood sugar, in your body as a direct fuel source. Think of it like a tiny, organic battery that runs on your own metabolism. These cells convert chemical energy directly into electrical energy, much like our body's cells do, but for external devices. The promise is immense: tiny, implantable devices. Imagine medical sensors that monitor your health 24/7, or even advanced prosthetics, powered indefinitely by your own body, completely eliminating the need for external charging or battery replacements. Researchers have even demonstrated proof-of-concept biofuel cells that can power small devices by simply being embedded under the skin. If you're as fascinated by these groundbreaking scientific advancements and how they're shaping our future as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We dive deep into mind-blowing topics like this, exploring the boundaries of what's possible, every single week. Don't miss out. The challenges, though, are still significant. These biofuel cells are currently quite small, have limited power output, and face considerable hurdles in terms of biocompatibility, ensuring they don't cause adverse reactions in the body, and longevity, making sure they last for years without degrading. We're talking many years, maybe even decades, before you see a glucose charger or an implanted power source capable of running your power-hungry smartphone. It's a vision, not a reality for mainstream devices, just yet. So, after all this groundbreaking research, is any of this actually practical for your phone today? Can you ditch the wall charger tomorrow and truly become your own personal power station? The honest, immediate answer for your smartphone in 2024 is no. Not practically, anyway. While our bodies are undeniably incredible energy machines, producing far more power than a phone needs, the technology to efficiently, powerfully, and conveniently convert that energy into a usable, consistent charge for a power-hungry device like a modern smartphone is still very much in its infancy. The power output from current body harvesting methods is either too low, too intermittent, or the conversion efficiency is simply not high enough to keep up with a phone's demands without requiring impractical setups. You'd need to be an Olympic athlete running a marathon with a huge array of sensors just to get a decent charge. However, for small, low-power wearables like smartwatches, medical implants, or tiny environmental sensors, absolutely. The dream of a self-powered future where our bodies contribute significantly to our personal energy needs is not science fiction. It's a rapidly evolving field of science. We might not be full-fledged human power banks for our phones yet, but the journey towards that future is well underway, with every scientific breakthrough bringing us closer to a world where our own biology helps power our technology. If you're as fascinated by these groundbreaking scientific advancements and how they're shaping our future as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We dive deep into mind-blowing topics like this, exploring the boundaries of what's possible, every single week. Don't miss out. So while you won't be ditching your charging cable tomorrow, the science is clear: your body is an untapped energy source. The future of personal power is literally within us, and as technology advances, the line between biology and battery will continue to blur. What do you think? Would you wear a device that charges your phone with your sweat, or even your blood? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more mind-bending science deep dives. Stay charged, and I'll see you in the next one.